Well, we talked quite a lot. I think Joe would tell you that. The biggest thing that I thought with Joe, I personally didn't think he could make a bad decision. I don't think anybody could say that Joe was making a poor decision by entering the draft, because under almost all circumstances, this would be the obvious move to make. The thing about it is with Joe, I think what he was weighing was, that he's still so young in the sport, that he hasn't been playing as long, and weighing what advantages that would bring to the table when he has pretty much a sure thing going this other way, from being drafted high and that kind of stuff. And the thing that I think we all want for Joe is for him to be happy and for him to be comfortable with his decision. And we told him all along that if he leaves, that's not going to make us mad. But I think that you should feel good about whatever decision you make, and hopefully he does feel good about it. And I told him yesterday, don't look back. I mean, it's done. I mean, this is a decision you made, and don't look back, because he's the type of young man that will look back, and because he feels like he's maybe disappointed somebody. But the bottom line is he's disappointed absolutely no one in our basketball program, and I think he made I don't think he could have made a bad decision, but I think he made a real good decision. I think it's going to be hard. I think Joe's in for a fight. But I think it's going to be a fun fight. We said the same thing about Andrew last week. The jump from college to the NBA is not quite as easy as what a lot of people portray it to be. Just because you're ready to be drafted high doesn't mean you're necessarily ready to play. And Joe's goal, obviously, is not only to be drafted high, but his goal is to be a big-time player. And so there's going to be an adjustment period because he's so young, but he's ridiculously bright. He's hungry. He's motivated. And so he'll go through some natural growing pains that all young players go through, but in the end, he's got a chance to be standing on top. But it'll be an adjustment for him. Well, we knew when he started playing, I really think he kind of showed off a little bit against New Mexico when he started in Georgetown, where he started kind of scratching the surface of some things that he could do. But his teammates and coaches, we've seen flashes in practice a lot. I think the question to kind of ask is, you're so happy when kids can realize opportunities that maybe they never dreamt of growing up, and Joe's obviously and Andrew's obviously going to have a chance to do that. But Andrew was easy because we knew before Andrew got here what the situation was more than likely going to be. With Joe, it wasn't quite that. We knew he would be really, really good, but we didn't know how long it'd take for him to be really, really good. And he kind of exceeded our expectations on how fast that occurred. So, you can kind of prepare when you know you're going to lose. What makes it tough is preparing when you don't know that you're going to lose. But we've got good enough players in our program. We said that all along, and our expectations, our goals won't vary at all. But it is it's not easy to lose somebody of the caliber of those two guys. But they came to school and you recruited them, so they had these opportunities. So you certainly wish them the best whenever opportunity knocked, and opportunity knocked for both of these guys right now. No, not really. I think to me, the longer you do something, obviously the more comfortable you get, and there's that saying, the longer you play the game, the slower the game becomes. And he's like a sponge though, and he'll absorb everything quickly. But he's got a lot to learn. I don't see how. You think about it. Just because you can drive a car, you're ready for NASCAR in 3 years, or he's come at a very fast pace, and he'll continue to be on that. But one thing about the league, the way that I understand it, now it becomes his job. It's not just his passion; it's his job. And so, you're talking about 12 or 14 hours a day of studying, of working out, of doing some things that. Obviously in college we're limited on what we can do, that he'll stay on that accelerated path. But to me, that's really the only thing. He's got to get stronger, but who doesn't? He's got to shoot it better, but who doesn't? He's got to become tougher, but who doesn't? But but his ceiling is ridiculously high, though. There's a few guys out there who's had a ceiling this high in recent memory, in my opinion. I would think so. Andrew, he got, he was swamped this year with hype that wasn't anything that was self-promoting. And Joel, when he started playing well and everybody recognized his talent, obviously, he was throwing a lot of hype his way too. But I think when you go real high in the draft, most of those kids are pretty hyped anyway. So, I mean, they're going to line up to and look forward to playing against him or with him. But that should be something that also sparks those respected guys as well. I think it'd be cool, without question. I'm not sure that, if you go 1-4 or 1-3 or 2-3 or 2-4, I don't know if that makes a huge difference. But it's nice to see, so many of our guys that have been selected as lottery picks or whatever over recent memory. So sure, we're pulling for that, and I'd love for that to happen. But there's also some other players out there that would love for it to happen as well. So they'll put forth maximum effort to make sure they posture themselves to be taken as high as possible. But I think it certainly speaks volumes to our program and certainly our assistant coaches that drill these guys every day and their teammates. The only thing I would say with Joe's situation, it's the question was asked, how would you want to be remembered? And Joe will be remembered to me as fun-loving and as good a kid and as big a talent as we've had. The thing that is unfortunate with Joe, the greatest thing about our sport, he didn't get a chance to participate in, and so I think that's something that Joe will look back, be quite honest, and we talked about it, that of all the positives out there, if there was a negative to leaving, I think the biggest negative it's kind of got an incomplete next to it, not because he's leaving, but just because of what we value as being so important, he didn't get a chance to participate in. But I could not say that in any way, shape, or form that this is something that he shouldn't do. And he's going to have his challenges, but he's ready to meet those challenges. The one thing about his back that some people fail to, I think, really acknowledge is that his back was a situation that created great discomfort on the early period of time after the injury occurred, but would be something that would never require any surgery. It would basically be something that he would have to deal with in the short term, but should provide actually zero problems moving forward with his basketball career.